Welcome back to Biotosis, everybody. We are back with the unit 4 of printing techniques. So in this unit, they are basically talking about powder based systems in 3D printing. So अभी तक हमने सारे तरह के solid, liquid based systems try कर लिए. Now we are going to talk about powder based systems. यहाँ पे हम देख सकते हैं जैसे कि powder is laid on it, okay, and the roller is passing so that the powder is dragged here. Now here is the working area, and then the extra powder gets dropped off here. So what is happening basically is presented in the diagram here, but let's read about it, and then we'll come back to it, so we'll be able to connect more towards it. Okay, now so what are the major things that we have to take from it is that what it has a laser source, which is CO2 laser mostly, then it has powder bed, it has roller or recoater, and then it has build chamber and temperature control with temperature control. So now laser, as I told you, so the laser, what it does is it gives the our structure the design that we want to give it, right? So that is what our laser is doing. Now moving on, we'll talk about the process. Like other processes that we have learned, we can write the same thing once. We only have to learn once that the whole process of in any type of printing. First we have to prepare a CAD model. Okay, we have learned about CAD modeling softwares. If you want to try, you can try with Tinkercad. Then we do slicing of it. Slicing is nothing but making sure where our printer moves, in which direction, and what is going to be, and do we want a hollow or a solid structure. So that is what is going to happen, right? Now in the powder is evenly spread to build platform. Laser selectively sinters the powder based on the design. The platform lowers and the new layer of powder is added. Repeating the process builds the object layer by layer. Excess powder is removed and point processing is applied. Okay, so we created the CAD model. The slicing we decided the slicing, or we did it from the slicing software also. There are also slicing software available. Then what is happening is we have to prepare the ink. It can be solid, liquid, powder, anything, right? We provide that we provide the printers that, then they perform function. Here they are doing this process, and then the final product is with us. Now basic working principle is laser energy fuses the powder particles at the molecular level. The unsintered powder supports the objects during printing, eliminating the need for supports. Okay, major applications we have discussed. More or less they are same, but in some of the other aspects they are different. So here they have talked about aerospace, medical, automotive and consumer goods. Okay, now what are the advantages and disadvantages? Let us discuss both. First, discussing the disadvantages, it is expensive, high energy consumption is there, and requires post processing for the finished product. Okay, majorly in powder systems, extra powder is on the structure, so we have to like brush it off. That is also one thing. And we, for finishing, we are using these things in very high end, and like excellent execution is required. So we cannot afford here and there powder left, right? So that in those cases we have to keep in mind. And limited resolution compared to SLA, which we studied earlier in previous chapters. Now, no support structures needed, high mechanical strength of parts, wide range of material choices, and complex geometrics of achievable, right? So yeah, we all know that we are studying about it because it has a large number of advantages. We can now discuss more. So you can comment below more advantages of these systems. Now, coming to the basic 3-dimensional printing. What are we doing here? Okay. So again, powder bed is there. Inkjet printhead is basically, as we can see, the ink is coming in droplets, not a straight flow is there. So that is there. But now the 3-dimensional printers have a large variety of print heads, but here we are talking about inkjet printing. Okay. Now the powder roller moves from here to here and here to here, so that this leveling of the powder and fixing of the powder happens. Okay. Now the printed part is here. Okay. And the build platforms goes down and down and down, so that basically it comes up like so the powder is up. Okay. And the structure is going to be built, then the bed is going to shift down, so that there is space for level 2, and then again when the second layer is printed, it will further go down. So that is the process that is happening. Now the specifications are 3DP printers typically use binders and powder materials such as gypsum or starch. The key components are print heads, powder bed, binder deposition systems. Okay. Now process, like I said, CAD model preparation, slicing, powder is spread evenly on the build platform, binder is selectively deposited to bond with the powder particles, and the platform lowers, and the new layer of the powder is spread. So the process is repeated layer by layer, excess powder is removed and post processing is applied. Basic working principle of this is that inkjet printhead deposits a liquid binder onto the bed of the powder, and the binder solidifies the powder layer by layer to form the 3D object that we need. Basic applications of these are prototyping, education. Yes, why we have said that it is important for educating, because these types of systems are easy to use in lab environments. So that is why teaching aids and all those things also are like, we can prepare those materials as well, but these systems are majorly used in labs also for teaching purposes, apart from just being used in teaching aids and models and all those things, right? So that part I wanted to specify. And then in healthcare consumption analytical models, food, customized shapes and decorations, all these cakes that are being baked, they're using 3D printers for that. Okay, now, so advantages, then disadvantages we'll discuss here. So faster printing speeds compared to SLS, low cost of equipment and materials, multicolor printing capability, suitable for educational and conceptual models, right? Now the disadvantages on the other hand are lower mechanical strength, limited to specific material, requires significant post processing, and is not suitable for functional parts. Okay. Now let us just come to some conclusion that in SLS, like materials that can be used are polymers, metals, ceramics, and in 3DP is gypsum, starch, sugar. This is that we are talking about any particular type of 3DP. Now that we talk about it, there are billion other things that we can try and use in terms of 3D printing. Okay. Now support structures are not needed in both. Applications are functional parts of aerospace, etc. Conceptual models, on the other hand, in education. Again, these were written on the books when it was initiated. Now We have a lot of more models. If you have updated versions of your book, comment below what all new applications that you know. Okay, and if you want me to add those, please comment asking the same question. Okay, now cost is high of SLS as compared to 3dp. Speed is moderate, and 3dp is on the other hand is very high, like as compared to SLS. And post processing is required for surface finishing and is required for color and strength in 3dp. This was it about this lecture. If you need any help, comment below. That this was it about the course. If you need special lectures for case studies, we can do another with another set of videos with only case studies. So let me know if you need them. Until then, bye bye. Thank you so much.